So, today's topic is all about setting your fundraising targets, asking yourself, how much money do I need? How much can I raise? And what's the right length for my campaign? So, three things to consider today. Number one, size matters. Now, we'd all love $1 million to make our dreams happen, but that's probably unlikely that you're going to raise $1 million. And frankly, you don't need $1 million to make a difference in the world. So think about exactly how much money you need to produce a specific and tangible outcome. And remembering that on Start Some Good, you actually have the ability to set two fundraising targets. I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment, but do have a really clear, realistic fundraising goal. And when I say realistic, think about how many people you can reach. So make a quick list, download the worksheet to do so, of all the people in your community, in your network, who you're connected to, who you can reach through the internet, through sending out your online campaign into the world, because that's really going to have a bearing on how much you can raise. Remembering that crowdfunding platforms are not donor communities, it's about you leveraging the power of your community. So, thinking about your reach. Secondly, the people that you've just listed that you can reach, think about their propensity to donate. So, have they donated to you before? Have they given money to your organization as part of a previous fundraiser that you've run? Because if they have, they are probably more likely to give again rather than someone out on the street who's never heard of you before. The people who are already invested and committed to you, they believe in your work, they've funded you before, they've seen the great outcomes that you've produced as a result of their donation, they're likely to give again. So, how likely are they to give? Who and how many people can you reach? And finally, how much do you think people are going to give? Because, if you've got high net worth individuals in your network, you're more than likely to be able to raise hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars from individuals. But if the people in your network are less well resourced financially, they might be the type of people who give you $10 or $20 donations. So do have a think about their propensity to give and how much they're going to give as a way for you to do some really quick maths on how much you can raise. So this is our formula: the amount of people you can reach times by their propensity, the likeliness to give, times by their capacity. How much do they have to give? And that will give you a quick number as to how much money you can raise. All right, the second thing to think about after you've established how many people you can reach is that relationship between your tipping point and your stretch goal. So, remembering that the game dynamic of crowdfunding enables you to really push towards that all or nothing tipping point, making sure you're really clear about the tangible outcomes you're going to create when you hit that tipping point, that first goal, and then thinking about your stretch goal and your ability to use the momentum you've generated early in the campaign to chase that stretch goal, remembering that anything that you raise over your tipping point is yours to keep. That's your keep what you raise goal, and anything above and beyond the stretch goal is yours as well. So just think about the relationship between those two goals. Your stretch goal can be up to 4 times your tipping point. We know that any more than that, it makes it really unlikely to hit the stretch goal. But you could have those two goals closer together, for example, but they no more than 4 times your tipping point for your stretch goal. The final thing to think about is around your campaign length. So, how long is it going to take you to hit that tipping point or that stretch goal? How much time do you need? Well, in our experience, we find that the best length for campaigns is around 25 to 35 days. longer than that, and you can start to lose the momentum you've built up at the beginning, which is really important, particularly if you're an individual or a small team, because a month-long crowdfunding campaign can feel like climbing Mount Everest if you are a one-person show. So do think about the rhythm of your campaign and what support you might be able to call in at various stages. I will say often that shorter campaigns can do really well around the sort of 21 to 25-day mark, particularly if you prime your audience prior to launching. Really important to warm people up, get them ready for your campaign launch so that by the time you go live on day one, you've got a network of people ready to donate, ready to pledge so that you can have a really strong start to your campaign.